The Indian Army is planning to recommend several changes to the centre regarding the Agniveer scheme. The decision comes after an internal survey conducted in all three armed forces. What are the 5 changes that the Army wants in Agniveer scheme? News9 Plus Decodes. To begin with, let us first understand the genesis of the scheme. What is the Agniveer scheme? The BJP-led government introduced the scheme in 2022. Under the scheme, the soldiers are recruited for a 4-year term period and trained for only 6 months. About 25% of these soldiers are also called Agniveers, are then retained into the forces while the remaining are let go with a compensation of over 11 lakh rupees. What are the changes the Army wants in the scheme? 1. The extension of the service tenure. The Army wants it changed to 8 years from current 4 years. 2. The increase in the retention rate. At present, only 25% of Agniveers are retained and inducted into the armed forces after the completion of a 4-year term. The Army wants to increase this number to between 60% and 70% for regular troops. For technical and specialist soldiers, it wants 75% retention.
3. It wants a higher induction age for technical services. Right now, the age bracket for induction is 17.5 years to 21 years. The Army wants this to be raised to 23 years.
4. The ex gratia and job search assistance. The Army wants to give ex gratia for disabilities developed during the training and help to find civilian jobs after the 4-year tenure is over. The Army will also suggest a subsistence allowance for the families of Agniveers killed in action. 5. The Army wants to introduce gratuity and ex-serviceman status in the scheme. If the service period is increased to 7 years, the training period will automatically align with that of the regular soldiers. This will grant gratuity and ex-service status to Agniveers, which will then make Agniveers eligible for other benefits as well. Why does the Army want these changes? Sources told TV9 that a questionnaire consisting 10 questions was shared with all forces to get greater insights and feedback on the Agniveer scheme. The responses highlighted some crucial concerns: the lack of on-the-job training, to inexperience and inadequate expertise. These changes will address these concerns. The higher induction age will attract more experienced and technically proficient candidates. What will happen next? Well, these changes will be recommended to the Prime Minister's office, which will review and then make a final decision. A group of secretaries will submit a detailed presentation to the PMO. Sources say the presentation is likely to be on June 17th or 18th. The scheme has been at the center of controversy since it was introduced in 2022. The India bloc had raised issues regarding the Agniveer scheme during its poll campaign. It could have impacted BJP's performance in Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Soon after the Lok Sabha polls in 2024, BJP allies JDU and LJP had raised concerns over the scheme.